The video of Sasuke What If, as formerly known as Mighty Panda. So, I know it's been a while, but hey, that's what the last video was for, to let you know what was going on. But now, as the title says, we're doing What If Deku had the mochi no Mi fruit. Yeah, going out big here, people. For people that don't know what the mochi fruit is, it's basically a fruit from One Piece. If you haven't seen One Piece, then yeah. Mochi fruit is from One Piece, and it's a character named Katakuri, if I'm saying it right, Katakuri, and it makes his whole body into like dough, I believe. Yeah, dough. So yeah, this motherfucker gonna be made out of dough. I don't think it's a Logia. I think it's a Paramecia, but he makes it like a Logia. But in this What If, we're gonna make it a Logia, cause fuck you. Fuck you, we're making Deku overpowered. Suck my dick, bitch. So yeah. So we're gonna start off the What If with Deku. Him at home with his parents. Well, not at home. Basically at home. At home with his mom and dad. Well, it's mainly his mom. This is before Deku's dad leaves, by the way. It's way before. So Deku, he's just chilling with his mom. His mom is making food. Then Hasashi comes, and yeah, Hasashi comes. Inko and Deku, they're happy that he came. And then once Hisashi goes up to Deku and says, "Oh, Deku, I got you a gift." And then Deku's like, "Oh, what's the gift?" Then he shows him this rare fruit that he found on his way to work. It was hanging off a peach tree. Don't ask where the peach tree was. It was, let's say the peach tree was on some, no, like, you know what, fuck the peach tree. Make it a peach. He found it off, like, some peach market, as it was mid-transforming. So, yeah, he found the fruit at a peach market, I guess, where they were selling peaches. So, yeah, then he just bought it. He asked the merchant how much was it. Then the merchant said, oh, I'd never seen that fruit before. I never got it in stock, so I guess you could keep it for free. So the guy was like, so Hasashi was like, oh, okay, thank you. I'll probably give this to my son since it's like a weird fruit type thing. So he basically goes on with his day. Back to present. So yeah, Deku, he's happy and he sees the fruit. He's like, he's quite confused. Why is a fruit my gift, motherfucker? I was expecting like a Nintendo Switch. Deckhead. Deckhead. So yeah. Deku is like confused about the fruit. So then Hasashi explains that it's a rare fruit that nobody's ever seen before. And he's kind of making this up in his head because he actually never seen this fruit before. It's probably common. He probably think it's very common like other cultures, but he's gonna make Deku happy and say, "Oh, it's rare and nobody's ever seen it before. It only grows every 1,000 years." So yeah, Deku buys it. He's like, "Oh yeah, oh that's so cool. Can I eat it?" And Sashi's, "No, don't eat it just yet. Wait until you get your quirk, cause then once you get your quirk, we can celebrate and eat it." Hold on. Back. But if you guys hear anything in the background, it's my mother. I can't wait until I move out this damn house. This 1-bedroom fucking apartment. This shit's annoying. Like, this is one reason why I don't want to do videos, because then she's gonna hear and be like, "Oh, who are you talking to?" I'll be like, "My dad. Shut the fuck up." But enough from my rambling. Oh, and I got pizza. Enough from my rambling. Let's go down to the video. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. So Deku, Hisashi says, "Oh, wait until you get your quirk, then we can eat it as a, celebration." And this is like 1 year away from Deku getting his quirk, so yeah. So Deku, he basically goes on with his day until 1 year pass. It's time for his quirk evaluation. He goes to the doctor. Well, let me get a hit of this pizza real quick. ASMR. Let me stop. That's disgusting. It's also disgusting to eat while talking, but we're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, once you get to once we're at the quirk evaluation, the doctor says, "Oh, you ain't got no quirk, 'cause I erased your shit, bitch. Run your shit." Stole his quirk. So yeah, Deku, he's basically sad as usual. Inko is trying to say, "Oh, are you sure? 'Cause I don't know if it's 100%." And the doctor's like, "No, bitch, I 100% stole that motherfucker's quirk. So yeah, suck my dick." So yeah, basically. So then after that, Deku basically goes home. Asashi, he already had on in depth. He out of there. He gone. He said, "Fuck that kid." He said, "Fuck them kids. I'm out. I'm out to make some dough, motherfucker. Try to make that big man try to live in a yacht, fucking 12 bitches at the same time." He on that type of energy right now. So yeah, after that, he basically goes home. Damn, that was a long ass pause. Fuck. I don't know, I just paused for like 3 or 2 hours. I had to do some shit. So yeah, now I'm back. And somehow I think I still remember where we left off. Yes, we left off with Deku and Inko coming back to the house. And of course, Deku is fucking sad as shit. Once I go back to the house, Deku just basically ignores everything, goes to his room. Inko is out in the living room feeling sad. That Deku sad, so yeah. And then she just like basically just starts cleaning to make like her sadness go away, I guess. And while she's cleaning, she stumbles upon the fruit. The mochi no mi fruit. We about to have a menace in our hands, folks. Oh, and real quick, just for those people that are gonna ask, oh, is hockey and Conqueror's hockey or observation hockey gonna be in this? Yes and no. I'm only going to add observation and oh, I forgot the name of it. I think it's Bosu hockey, or Armet hockey in English, Armet hockey. So yeah, if you guys want me to add Conqueror's hockey, just let me know, cause like I feel like that's gonna be too overpowered. You know what I mean? It's gonna be too overpowered, too OP. So yeah, so Deku heads back home with Inko. Inko basically cleans up the house. She stumbles upon the mochi fruit, and she remembers what Deku's dad told him. Oh, once you get your quirk, you can eat the fruit. So then she's like, you know what? I might as well give him this. So then she goes to Deku's room, knocks on the door, asks Deku if he's asleep. Deku says no. So she comes in and she says, she has the fruit behind her back. So she says, "So, I have a present for you." And Deku says, "What is it?" And then she pulls out the fruit from her back. And Deku says, "But I don't have a quirk." And Inko says, "What does that matter? You can still eat it as a celebration. We could just celebrate that you're gonna be the first person in UA to have no quirk." And then Deku's like, "Do you really think so?" And then Inko's gonna say, "I know so." This time we're not gonna make Inko do that whole thing where she's like, "I'm sorry, Midoriya," and stuff like that. We're gonna make her do this. So yeah, haha, haha. So yeah, she basically gives him the fruit. She leaves, give him some space to like eat the fruit or something like that. So he basically eats the fruit. He takes a bite out the fruit, and One Piece fans, you might know why people don't like eating the fruit. Well, people like eating the fruit just to gain the power, but there's another reason why people don't like eating the fruit. There's a reason. Because of the fucking taste. The taste is dog shit. It is the worst thing that you can ever eat, trust me. And once Deku eats this, he swallows it, then he's like, bleh, ugh, it's disgusting. So then he's like, ugh, it's disgusting. Then he throws it away. Well, first he finishes it while going through the pain of it being hella disgusting. So then, after that, he throws it away. Then he goes out. Then Inko is like, "Oh, how's the fruit?" And Deku says, "Disgusting." Inko says, "Oh, that's a shame, but I made you food." So yeah, they eat. Next day, no, let's say that this was the weekend. So past the week, time skip to like Monday. Fuck it. Deku goes back to kindergarten. I'm guessing he's 4. 4. Yes, 4. I'm gonna guess 4. So yeah, Deku, he goes into elementary school. Or not elementary. Fucking kindergarten, you dickhead. Dickhead, remember. Jesus Christ. So he goes into kindergarten. He basically goes in there, Bakugo is showing off his quirk and saying, and this is way before Deku, this is before Deku went to the quirk office. Bakugo already had his quirk. He's like, "Oh, Deku, what quirk did you, hey Deku, your mom told my mom that you went to the quirk doctor. What quirk did you get?" And Deku says, "Oh, I didn't get a quirk." And then Bakugo's like, "Wait, really?" So then he's like, "Wow, you're useless then. You're a useless nobody. You're a quirkless nobody." And then Deku's like, "No, I'm still strong." And then Bakugo says, "No, you're useless. You're a waste of space." Then he picks up a bucket, right? He looks at the name of it and he says, "A Deku. That sounds like somebody that is useless. Deku, Izuku, your new name is Deku for useless." Haha. Then him and his goons start laughing. Then Deku says, "I'm not useless." Then Bakugo basically says, "Oh really? Then dodge this attack." He blows off like an explosion. It's not that big of an explosion because remember he's still at 4. Water break. Water helps me think. Or like drugs. Drugs made me go crazy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. Trust me. So yeah, then Bakugo throws out an attack. Not a big attack, because like kindergarten and shit like that, he's still like an infant. Not an infant, a toddler. So yeah, he throws out the attack. Deku basically puts his hands up because he doesn't know how to block yet. Then, boom, smoke clears. Deku is intact. And Bakugo's like, How are you still intact after that attack?" And Deku's like, "Huh?" And then once the smoke fully clears, it was showing his mainly his face. But once it fully clears, you see Deku's arms half of both of his arms, because he was blocking in an X formation. So both of his arms are how do I say, doughy. They're doughy. They're burnt into doughy parts, and Deku and Bakugo are freaking out. And then Deku's like, "Oh my god, I got a quirk! Oh my god!" While Bakugo's like, "Ah! Deku, your arm! And then Bakugo and his goons basically run off. And then the teacher sees, she goes over to Deku to see if he's alright. And she sees that Deku has a quirk. So yeah. So they're gonna think that the devil fruit is a quirk. So yeah, so then the kindergarten teacher calls Deku's mom. Deku's mom comes over and says, basically checks up on Deku and sees what happened. Deku just tells her that he got a quirk, and then Inko's like, "Are you sure, Deku? Because the doctors, are you sure, Midoriya? Because the doctor said you are not a late bloomer. You just don't have a quirk." And then Deku basically is like, "Oh, Bakugo," and Bakugo's like, "What? What, Deku?" And then Deku basically says, "Do the explosion on my arm again." And he's like, "What?" And then Inko's like, "Wait, what? Explosion? What? Huh?" And then Bakugo's like, "Fine." He grabs Deku's, well, not his hand. He's not grabbing his hand. He grabs his arm. And then explodes a little bit, so to the point where it doesn't blow his hand. But it still leaves like a chunk off. So, and then, basically, by the way, Deku basically, like, just reformed his whole arm with the mochi. By the way, he still doesn't have that thing. I hate the fact that I had to explain that because I knew somebody was gonna get lost. Like, how the fuck did his arm heal? How? It's because the devil fruit that he has, any basic. This is for people that don't know how Logia fruits work. So basically, a Logia is a fruit that any attack cannot hurt the user. No matter what you do, nothing hurts the user. You throw a whole car at it, it still wouldn't affect them. Still wouldn't affect them. It would just pass through them. But I'm not lying. You guys can search up One Piece Logia fights. Or, yeah. Just basically goes through. The only way somebody can touch a Logia is with a thing called Bosu Haki, which is the strongest armor. I guess that's what they say in the anime. It's not really armor. It's like your will. It's based off your willpower. So your will is like kind of making you have like strong, unbreakable, like metal type thing on your any part of your body. So yeah, that's the only thing that can like basically touch Logia. So yeah, so back to the video. Deku basically is like, "Oh, look, my arm is like some type of weird substance," and then he just like shows Inko, and Inko's like, "Oh my god, you have a quirk! You have a quirk, Midoriya! You have a quirk!" And then yeah, and then like this is like fast forward like what age was he in the original anime? Like 15ish? Yeah, let's say 15. So it's the end of third year of middle school. And then yeah, the teacher basically and by the time skip, Deku has basically mastered on how to use his devil fruit. Well, not mastered, but he learned some moves like let's see, mochi minigun, and he learned like 3 moves: mochi minigun, what was it called? Where he does like mochi Gatling, I think it's called. Mochi Gatling, mochi pistol. I'm basing off these off Luffy's attacks because I don't really know the names. I can't think of the names right now, but the Gatling one is where he basically rips off not rips off, but like parts of Mochi falls out and like forms rings, and it creates its like own mini arm and starts attacking people. That one. Minigun is where he turns his hand into an actual minigun and just fires it with like a mini hardened mochis. And what else? What was the other one? Mochi pistol, which is the same thing as Mochi Gatling. No wait, we're gonna make it where he actually like flex his arm and actually hits him with Mochi pistol. And what else? What else was an attack that he learned? what else attacked? Oh, and hot mochi, where it's like he launches like a piece of mochi and it's like goes on fire. So yeah, those are the fews that he knows. And I'm gonna add some custom moves to it. Cause y'all know me and my custom moves and shit like that. And I'm gonna tell you only one of them for the next episode. Mochi Mochi clone. Where he makes a clone of himself out of mochi. But it's not gonna be like the it's gonna be like it's not gonna be like Naruto level. It's gonna be like how do I say it? Like one clone, and it's not gonna be fully developed. It's not gonna be fully developed. Like when I mean fully developed, I mean it's not gonna show the full features of Deku. It's gonna be like mochi, but like unstable mochi. Like mochi's gonna like leak off of it and stuff like that. So yeah, and what else? What else? Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. So yeah, next episode's gonna have him like clone Hochi. So yeah, mochi. So then, in middle school, the teacher basically says, "Oh, you guys gotta start thinking about your futures." Coming in with like pieces of rolls of paper. Then he's like, "And you need to learn how to develop in life by learning how to become a hero." Then he throws everything in the air and he's like, "I know every one of you wants to be a hero, of course." And then we pan over to the class, celebrating like, yeah, oh my god, Deku and Baku are just sitting down. And then Deku is just like, yeah, these guys are so loud. So yeah, I'm back. I had to do something real quick. So yeah. So then they're like, oh, and Deku's like, oh, so loud. So he's gonna basically like have like a little bit of Katakuri's like thing going on where it's like a little bit. I can't even explain it. It's like weird. It's I don't know how to explain Katakuri's emotions. I like how he acts. I can't explain it. So he's gonna be like a little bit of Katakuri. He's gonna have. So yeah, he's basically gonna sit there and say, "Oh, so loud," and Bakugo's like, "Teach, don't put me in with these clowns. I'm gonna be the greatest hero alive." And then the teacher's like, "Oh, Bakugo, aren't you going to UA?" And Bakugo's like, Hell yeah, I'm going to UA. I'm gonna be the top hero and the most richest hero of them all." And then Deku cuts him off, saying, "The richest? That's not what being a hero is about, Bakugo, and you should know that out of everybody here." And then Bakugo's like, "What you say, nerd?" And then Deku's like, "You know what I said. I said that being a hero is not about the money. It's about risking your life to save others." And then Bakugo's like, you want to be saying that if I became the number one hero? And Deku's like, "Who said you were going to be the number one hero? Who said you want to be the number one hero? Why your friend move?" Nice thought. So he's like, "Who said that you were going to be the number one hero?" And Bakugo says, "What do you mean? Because how are you going to be the number one hero when I'm going to be the number one hero?" And then Bakugo's like, "You think you're going to be the number one hero, nerd?" And Deku's like, "You're damn right." Then Bakugo's been like, "Alright, let's see. First one and number one. First one of being the number one hero is the best out of both of us." I'm just making this up as I go, people. You should know this. So if it's a little bit weird of the goal, don't question it. So yeah. Never question my authority. So yeah, then Bakugo and Deku, yeah. Then Bakugo gets cut off by the bell. It's time to go. And then Deku just basically grabs his thing and leaves. Then he takes the shortcut from the original anime. And then the sludge villain, anyway, then he comes to the tunnel. Then the sludge villain comes and basically tries to take Bakugo's body. But then Deku already knows where he is. By the time he goes to the tunnel, he was just waiting for him to attack. You know what we're setting up here, boys. Doesn't know One Piece, we know what we're setting up here, boys. He already saw it. He already saw your moves coming, boy. So yeah. He basically just baits out the sludge villain. The sludge villain takes out the bait. Sludge villain is basically about to grab Deku, but then Deku grabs his hand and turns it into a minigun and starts blasting the sludge villain. Does no damage because he still hasn't learned Bosu Haki yet, so I can't really attack him, damage him. So yeah, so he basically blasts on that fool. Squeeze, J, ba 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 ba. Starts fucking shooting his bitch ass. Ba 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 ba. I heard you talking shit about me, fool. Ba 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 ba. Squeeze it, ba 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 ba. So basically, he starts shooting up the sludge villain. It's not doing any damage, but it's splitting him into pieces, though. It's doing a little bit. It's doing something. It's doing something, but not. It's doing nothing, but it's doing something. So yeah. So Deku basically splits it up into pieces, but still, the sludge villain brings himself back together again. Then Deku tries to attack him, but the sludge villain grabs his mochi minigun hand and starts leeching onto him and starts forming around him. And then he's just like, sorry kid, but I didn't know he was in town. Damn. Ah, my nose. I just hit my nose on my desk. Ah. I'm glad I muted the mic before I actually slammed the nose, because that was a loud ass slam. Jesus Christ. My nose. Alright. So then, Deku basically is like, I'm running out of oxygen. How is he damaging me? I'm usually undamageable. And all Deku hears is, Detroit Smash! And then he goes unconscious. Now, for All Might's perspective, he's basically just All Might smashed the sludge villain. But he also sees that another kid, half of his fucking body's gone. Half of his body is gone. And All Might's like, oh my god, I just killed the civilian. And Deku's body just basically, and pieces of mochi that fell off Deku basically goes back into Deku while reforming. The pieces of the mochi from his legs reforming back up, while some of the mochi that was split away comes back. Split away comes back like a magnet. Let me stop. So yeah, that basically happens. And then Deku, oh yeah, and don't mind the gameplay. I'm trash. Leave me alone. Team Fortress 2 is hard. Fuck you. So yeah, then that happens. Then Deku basically wakes up from his unconscious self, and he sees All Might. He's like, oh my, he still fans boys, because All Might's the biggest hero apparently, and everybody cares about him besides the fucking, yeah. I guess the United States top hero doesn't admit nothing. So yeah, then and Deku's like, oh, can I get your autograph in my hero diary? Then he looks into his diary. Oh yeah, he still has a hero diary. Anyways, he doesn't see it as like admiring heroes. He just uses it to figure out everybody's weaknesses and strengths, just in case that fateful day that they turn evil. His Batman version of a contingency plan. There you go, I said it right. Contingency plan. So yeah. And then he basically freaks out and asks All Might many questions, but he doesn't ask him if he could become a hero. And then All Might just basically flies away, but then comes back. then flies away, then comes back. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm not gonna do that. I promise you, I won't do it again. I won't. Trust me. But while flying away, let me stop. While flying away, he drops the sludge villain, the lazy fuck. And then Deku basically is just walking on home until he basically hears an explosion. He's like, ooh, a villain attack. And he walks towards where the explosion was. Then he sees the sludge villain. Oh, the sludge villain. And then Deku's like, what's the sludge villain doing all the way out here? I thought, oh, I had him. And once he looks closer, he sees, is that Bakugo? And he sees Bakugo, and Bakugo's basically shrugging while letting off explosions. And Deku's like, why aren't the heroes doing anything? Sorry, kid, but this is our field of view. We need somebody with a fire quirk to deal with this guy. And then Deku's like, a fire quirk? Then he looks closer at the sludge villain and sees that the sludge villain, well, let me say, the hero didn't say fire. I was just thinking of fire in my head. He says, oh, this isn't cut out for our quirks and stuff like that. So then Deku looks at the sludge villain and starts seeing its movements and stuff like that. And he sees that the sludge villain is basically avoiding the fire, so he's thinking his quirk is vulnerable to fire. So then Deku's like, alright. And he puts down his backpack in like a corner and seals it with mochi just in case if anybody tries to steal it from him. Like basically spiderwebs the bitch. Spiderwebs the bitch. Oh, I can make that an ability where he can swing around like Spider-Man and climb up walls. You know what? Let me not do this now, because now my ideas are gonna run wild and start thinking of what a new thing you can use. Ooh. So then, yeah, Deku basically puts on his fucking bag and flips it. Puts like some mochi on it so it won't go disappear on him. Somebody steals it. And he's like, alright, let me just. Then he closes his eyes. He's like, now. Then he runs past the heroes, and the hero's like, wait, kid! And he goes past, and he lunges his arm out, and then the end of his arm is like a big ball of mochi. Like think of like not a skyscraper high of, no, not like a skyscraper high of mochi, but like, not even a skyscraper, like a normal suburban house high building. It's not that high, not that big. It's like, I'd say like Walmart table big type mochi. It's still kind of big, but like, and while he's running, the mochi just starts heating up, and then suddenly it catches on fire. And he just lunges the mochi at the sludge villain, and then it just slams on the sludge villain, and it does damage. Ooh, it does damage, but it also goes through him. And it goes through him. And the fire mochi slams on a wall. Then the sludge villain starts walking back. And he's like, that damn kid. And he starts getting closer to the fire. And then Deku holds his hand out, brings back the mochi, and it's still on fire, by the way. And it hits the sludge villain again from behind. And it slams the sludge villain on the floor, and then it lets go. It has a little bit of a loose on Buck. It loosened its grip on Bakugo tremendously, because it just got hit with 2 fire attacks. So then Deku runs towards Bakugo, grabs Bakugo, takes him away from the sludge villain. But then the sludge villain recovers and starts chasing after Deku. But then, boom! I am here. All might arise. And he leans back his hand and says, kid, you got heart for stepping in while nobody else wasn't. And he screams out, United States of Smash! And it sends the sludge villain flying into the air. And then he changes the weather. He changes the weather. Whew. Changes the weather. Must take a lot of strength to change the weather. A lot of strength to fuck with the weather. Fucking with Mother Nature's. You punch Mother Nature that hard that you make her cry. That type of shit. That's how crazy he punched her. But he's still not beating Goku. He don't beat Goku. He don't beat Goku. But he beat your mom. Ah. Let me stop. Let me stop. Alright, but after that, the media starts praising Deku and asking him what's his name, and then Deku's like, "Oh, my name is Izuku Midori." And then they start asking questions about his quirk, and then after that, after he sneaks away, like a couple of heroes are like, "Oh, you should try out for my agency," while asking Bakugo the same question. And then Bakugo goes up to Deku and saying, "Hey nerd, I didn't need your help. If I was gonna be the number one hero, I could beat that villain by myself." And Deku's like, "Yeah, well, it looks like you were the civilian in this situation." And the hero had to step in. Yo, that line just came up in my head. That's such a savage comeback. Especially towards Bakugo. Holy shit. Stop playing Lil Nas X. Indie Baby. How do I know the name of the song? Don't ask. Don't ask. So yeah. Then Deku basically walks away. And then he basically goes home. No 1-for on this one, because he's already going to be, like, overpowered as fuck. But if this video gets minimum 50, maybe 100, I don't know, 50 likes, and I know that's impossible for you guys. I know you guys can't hit 50. I know you can't hit 50. Believe me, you can't. You can't. You're weak. You ain't shit. You weak as fuck. And let me stop. So yeah, that's where we're gonna end it off. Minimum 500 if you want Deku to get 1-for-all. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.